Welcome to Studyism Quest. In this video, I would like to talk about the human skeletal system. Have you ever think about that which main system helps you to move around, playing, running and other movements? It's a skeletal system. Use your left hand to gently squeeze your right arm and wrist. What do you feel? The hard part you feel are called bones. All the bones in your body make up your skeleton. The skeleton is the framework of the body. They support you from head to toe. Let's look upon function of skeletal system. Support. It gives body shape and structure. Movement. Skeleton also work with muscles to help body to move. It protects internal organs. Mineral and lipids are stored within the bone material. Blood cell formation. The bone marrow inside the bone is responsible for blood cell production. Bone marrow is made of stem cells. These stem cells make red bone marrow, which creates red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Skeletal system composed of bones, cartilage, joints, ligaments, and tendons. Bone is the structural material of the skeletal system. At birth, you have about 300 bones. Adults have about 206 bones. The largest bone in the body is femur or thigh bone. The smallest is a bone in the ear, the stapes. It is present in the middle ear. This is a stapes. The ribs form a cage to protect the heart and lungs. The skull similarly encloses the soft brain. Layers of bones. The outer surface of bone is called periosteum. It is a thin membrane that covers bones and contains nerves and blood vessels. The next layer is made up of compact bone. It is the outer layer, strong and hard. Spongy bone is the lighter, slightly flexible. It looks like a sponge. Bone marrow, it is the inner layer where new red and white blood cells are continuously being produced. Bone marrow is sort of like thick jelly. The skeletal system is divided into two divisions, axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton is made up of skull, rib cage and vertebrae. Appendicular skeleton includes the bones in your shoulder, pelvis and limbs, including your arms, hands, legs and feet. The place where bones meet is called joints. In some joints, such as those in the skull, the bones are fused together and cannot move. Most joints, however, allow some movements. Some joints, such as the elbow or knee, are called hinge joints because the movement is like the hinge on the door. The bones can only move forward or backward. A few joints, such as the hip joint or shoulder joint, are called ball and socket joints because the end of one bone forms a round structure like a ball that fits into a cup-shaped socket. These joints allow much more movement. Some joints, such as the neck, are called pivot joint that permit rotatory movement of bones around a single axis. Ligaments connect one bone to another bone. Adjoint ligaments are tough elastic tissues that hold joints together while allowing them to move. Tendons connect a muscle to a bone. Tendons are a cord of strong, flexible tissue similar to a rope. They are bright white in color. As the muscles contracts, the tendons act like a cable, pulling the bones to create movements. Cartilage. The part of the bones in the joint are covered with cartilage. This substance has a hard, slippery surface that reduces friction and allowing the bones to move over each other easily. Cartilage stops bones wearing out as they rub over each other. In some joints where there is a lot of movements, cells in a tissue called synovial membrane make a liquid called synovial fluid. This fluid spreads out over the surface of the cartilage in the joint and acts like oil, reducing friction and wear. Let's study skeletal structure. The skull consists of 8 cranial bones and 14 facial bones. Skull protects brain and eye. Spine or backbone. Bones of the spine are called vertebrae. Vertebrae are the 33 individual bones that interlock with each other to form the spinal column. The vertebrae are numbered and divided into regions: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum, and coccyx. Only the top 24 bones are movable. The vertebrae of the sacrum and coccyx are fused. Vertebrae protects the spinal cord. Sternum or breastbone. It is a long flat bone located in the central part of the chest. It connects to the ribs via cartilage. Rib cage. It consists of 12 pairs of ribs which are attached to the sternum. The rib cage protects the organs in the chest such as the heart and lungs from damage. The hip bone is comprised of 3 parts: the ilium, pubis and ischium. Hip bone helps us to stand upright and support much of the body's weight. The upper limb or arm is a functional unit of the upper body. It is consists of 3 regions: the upper arm, forearm and hand. It contains 30 bones. It extends from the shoulder joints to the fingers. Clavicle is collarbone. Scapula is shoulder blade. Humerus is a long bone of upper arm extending from the shoulder to the elbow. Radius is the shorter of the 2 lower arm bones located on the inside of the arm. Ulnar bone extending from the elbow to wrist located on the outside of arm. Each hand has 27 bones. Carpals are the wrist bones. Metacarpals are the palm bones. And phalanges are the fingers bone. Lower limb contains 30 bones. Femur is thigh bone extending from hip joint to knee. It is the longest bone in body. Patella is a kneecap. Tibia is inside bone of the lower leg. It is the strongest bone in the body. Fibula is outside bone of the lower leg, thinner of the 2 lower leg bones, and also helps control movement of ankle. Each foot has 26 bones. Tarsals are the ankle bones. Metatarsals are the main part of foot. And phalanges are the toes bones. Let's see how to keep your bones healthy. Choose food rich in calcium, phosphorus and vitamin D. Get daily vitamin D from sun. Consume healthy fats. Cut back on refined sugar. Avoid alcohol and smoking. Exercise to strengthen joint. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you have any query. See you next time. Bye.